Let's do it. What's up, everybody? Happy Friday. We are live. It's Friday with the Fellaz. I am the host of Prim and Proper Sports, Sonja. I'm joined by the dope producer on the beat with everything you guys see going on, BA. And of course, my brother, James J. Train Martin. Gentlemen, how are you guys doing tonight?
Just Ducky.
Just Ducky. Let me go ahead and give
Ducky.
You doing good, J. Train?
Everything is everything right now.
Y'all, J Train been a little tiny bit under the weather, but he's with us tonight. He's all smiles. And so we're excited to have him here. And of course, B always. What up, Yenzer? Let me go ahead and give some shout outs and then we'll start our show. Of course, Pink Fanfur is holding it down in the Big Apple. She's there for Sunday's game with the Jets versus the Panthers. So shout out to her for all the Reels promo and all the good stuff she does. And hello, Pink, if you tuning in from wherever you are. I know you guys are partying up there. I'm in Jersey/New York. And so I'm looking forward to getting that game on Sunday. Right now, we have some baseball games going on. B, tell us a little bit about that while I get some of these streams shared.
Wow, well, as we were talking, while the intro was going on, the Seattle Mariners, Suarez just hit a grand slam at the bottom of the eighth, and it's now 6-2. The Mariners over the Blue Jays. Blue Jays lead are tied with the series 2-2, and this is Game 5. So whoever comes out of this has the lead, but they will be. I think Toronto's the next two games, so we'll see what happens there. We all thought this was going to be. Over. Kind of the way the Mariners were killing Toronto's pitching in the first two games. But Toronto says that, hey, you beat us at home, beat us in our place, we're going to beat you in your place. And that's what they did the next two games. So now, but Seattle looks like they might get out of this one. Like I said, it's 6-2 at the bottom of the eighth with two out. And they just hit a grand slam. So
shout out
hopefully
to
that works out for them.
Shout out to our friend Bo Crouch, the Mariners fan. J Train, what are your thoughts on that? I mean, this is an odd matchup, y'all. I'm not used to seeing the Mariners this close into the finals. Like, that's just a name that we just literally are not seeing a lot of as of late. You know, it's so always, the Astros or the Yankees or the Braves or, the Sox, those kind of people, the Tigers, What are your thoughts on that?
Well, it looks like it's a great series right now. Like D alluded to, the Mariners won away. They won two games away, and then like you said, they flipped the script with Vladimir. He's been playing out of his mind. I mean, he's hit 5 homers. I don't know what he's done in this game thus far, but 5 home runs in the playoffs, and he's been hitting up a stone. I think kept them in this series. And so, but that grand slam, I wouldn't even expect that. That's just great news to me because I'm actually pulling for Seattle as well. But man, Toronto is a pretty tough team, and if they can pull this out within, like you said, the bottom of the eighth, which I sincerely doubt, I think it's pretty much almost over, and they got to go back home. But I just don't see if they pull up 3-2, Seattle really has to to let the game series go to lose this one because they look pretty tough, man.
Yeah,
Don't get me wrong. When Toronto won, they won definitively. Definitively.
mm-hmm,
I mean, they blew them out those last two games.
mm-hmm.
But Seattle's got great pitching, so I
Yeah,
hope they can pull it out, man. I think they have an opportunity here, but I mean, especially now the Grand Slam. Wow.
That's big. That's definitely
timely,
big.
timely. And then we do have another game going on in the NLCS between the
Okay.
Brewers and the Dodgers. Although the Dodgers are kind of handling this series, they could sweep tonight. They're up 3-0 in the top of the second. They have a 3-0 lead over the Brewers. Toronto, I guess the Dodgers. I guess Jack was right. The Dodgers they decided to turn it on in the playoffs, and so his pick for them to be in the World Series and to win the World Series looks really good right now. So
shout out to you,
Well,
Jack. Watch.
Jack, the evil empire. You were right about Emperor Palpatine and Darth Vader because they definitely are dominating 8-1 in the playoffs. They're about to be 9-1 in the playoffs and sweeping. And I feel bad for the Brewers because the Brewers, a young team, very inexpensive team. They made some things happen and they were dominant in the regular season, and they got to this point. But Keith also said they tend to blow it in the playoffs, and here we are, not getting one game at all.
That's wild.
It
That's
is
wild.
it is what it
And like
is.
the because everybody was saying coming on, this is the time of year we have all the sports going on. So it's kind of easy to be like, wait a minute, hold on, what? You got everybody's playing. By the way, small plug in, not a small plug, but a big plug. Kudos to Angel Reese, first WNBA player or professional player to walk in the Victoria's Secret runway as an angel. There's been all kind of memes. I'm just gonna go ahead and congratulate her. The Bayou Barbie, as she's always called herself, J Train from your neck of the woods. So congratulations to her. B, we got some any other baseball wrapping up this evening?
Nope, those are the only two series going. Obviously, because they're the last two before the World Series.
Let's
We
spin
do
over
have
to
some
college.
NCAA news. Louisville has gone up on Miami. Well, it's up there, up 17-10 on number 2 Miami.
Yeah,
in the third with 9:05 left in the third. Yeah, the U, the convicts. It's a column.
That's crazy.
But Louisville is winning 17-10. I mean, Louisville is a good team, and I believe that James called that a little bit, kind of an upset, a watch alert there. We also have number 25 Nebraska playing Minnesota, and I guess you can say this is an upset. Minnesota, well, so far Minnesota's winning 7-3, but Nebraska's in a red zone right now. So at the end of the second, near the end of the second, so we'll see how that works out for them.
Yeah, J Train, you call that upset, huh?
Well, hold on. Let's wait to the final zeros click because I see potential upset. I still think Miami's going to win that game, but I think the potential is there because they're a pretty good team in Louisville. Miami has a really good defense. They have very good passing, and Carson Beck is leading the ACC in passing accuracy. So I think he can make a comeback. Not in this game, right? He's having a tough game.
Yeah, he had 2 interceptions.
That's wild.
Spoke too soon, Carson.
I mean, he left UGA and the Dogs. I don't know. They've had a questionable year themselves. Like they're just them. It's just been a year that the teams that were the big. It's still musical chairs for those. That game is going on. Of course, we're talking about some recaps from last week. Illinois lost, of course, to the number 1 Ohio State, that is 34-16. They routed those guys. Some close calls. Number 4 Ole Miss narrowly escaped at home, defeating Washington State 24-21. That was a nail biter. The Rebels were led by their quarterback, Trinidad Chambliss, who accounted for 3 tutties to secure the win for them. And the SEC had a big battle, guys. Number 8 Alabama held off number 14 Missouri, winning 27-24. Another close game. And now Alabama's win streak is now at 5 games. I'm gonna pause there because I want you guys to weigh in on that.
So Alabama is outside of Florida State with the surprise that everybody, the opener that everybody thought, wow, both these teams are going in a different direction. Florida State's going to right the ship and get back to national championship contention, and Alabama is on his way in the toilet with Nick Saban gone, and they just totally changed my mind about. I have to give Alabama credit. Ty Simpson, the coach, they figured it out, and now they're heading in the right direction. They just beat like you said, they beat who did Alabama beat last week?
Last week they played Missouri.
Missouri, and the week before that they beat Vanderbilt. So both those teams were ranked, and they're both really good teams. So Alabama just looks to be like they're trying to figure it out, and they're doing it by winning, and they're by any means necessary. And so they got a really tough game coming up too as well. And who's Alabama playing? They are playing Tennessee.
Yeah, next week that will be a big game coming up. I'm looking forward to that, and that like B said already, you got Louisville and Miami playing, Nebraska and Minnesota playing right now. But next week also, B, your Michigan Wolves, they're playing at noon against Washington. Washington's going to be there. 2 traditional powers against both of those teams. And then J-Train, your LSU Tigers are taking on Vandy, the same team that just took on Alabama. So like you're saying, these are the Tennessee and Alabama game. They're moving that to 7:30. They want to make sure everybody's home. This is what they always call the third Saturday in October rivalry. They have it named. This is something they do every year. So this year, it's going to be in Alabama. That's going to be a really big game on ABC. It's going to air in case anybody's interested in watching it, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. I mean, I know you're going to watch that, right, J-Train?
Another upset alert. I think Tennessee, they're ranked number 11, but they just narrowly lost to Georgia early in the season. And Tennessee actually looks like a really good team. I think that Alabama might lose this game because they're good, but they're not great. And Tennessee is high powered on offense, and I just don't think that Alabama's defense can shut that offense down. And I think that's where the problem is going to lie. And I think they're going to outscore Alabama. Alabama's a very good team, but I think Tennessee's defense is good enough to slow them down some, and their offense is good enough to outrace them in points. And so in Alabama, I like Tennessee to sneak a win.
Yeah, I believe that 100%. And I love that upset alert. B, do you agree with that?
I mean, yeah, Alabama, it's kind of like one of those teams that you want to believe in because of their tradition, their winning tradition over the last, 10, 15 years. But then it's like you don't have Nick Saban in, so you kind of feel kind of uneasy about the situation. And then they lost. Then they lost to Florida State. I mean, I don't know. It's Tennessee is a good team too. Let's not get it wrong. Tennessee's always a good team. They're always trying to play spoiler and everything. They're one of the most consistent teams in the SEC, I think. Anyway,
but since both are ranked, Yep. One's Alabama's number 6 and Tennessee's number 11.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say next. These teams are ranked, and like I said earlier, it could be musical chairs because y'all, this is the part of the season that nobody can afford to lose anything. Like, it moves around really quick the first couple of weeks, but now this late in the season, folks is going to start getting knocked off if they don't go ahead and perform and get these dubs. So yeah, some other games, Texas at Kentucky, that's at 7:00 as well. That's going to be a little bit before the 7:30 game kickoff. Texas A&M at Arkansas, that's going to be a good game, 3:30 that afternoon. And of course, the Ohio State is taking on Wisconsin. Okay, this is the top ranked, Buckeyes. They're on the road. Is there a possible upset on this one or no, J-Train?
Oh, hell
no.
Nah.
Wisconsin? No.
Wisconsin is they're playing pure trash. This is not the Wisconsin of old when they were
Right.
running up and down your throat. You know,
That's
Their
when you got to be
cheeks.
careful though, because those are the teams that nobody sees coming.
Well, as much as I hate Ohio State, they do have. I mean, those when you have a big school program like that, you usually don't take your focus off of the fact that it's a lesser powerhouse. They try to go out there and bury their face in the turf. That's what they do.
Mm-hmm.
That's what good teams do. Good ranked teams do. So if if they find somebody that's weaker than them, they're going to try to bury them under their own stadium. That's what they're going to try to do. So, and you forgot? Did you mention number 5?
I hadn't gotten there.
Okay.
I'll let you do it, B.
Yeah, 05. Let's not forget about 05. Number 5, Ole Miss, and number 9, Georgia, playing in Georgia. Yep. Why are they giving them a 7.5 point spread, though? That's way too much.
I think because Ole Miss barely, like Sonja mentioned earlier, they barely beat Washington State, man. And then they beat LSU, and LSU they knocked LSU down. They swapped places in ranking, but to just flop like that against Washington State, and Georgia lost their last game, right? They lost the last game, but they're still favored 7.5, minus 7.5.
Georgia has not looked as good as they were at all in a while. It's not the same Georgia, honestly. I don't know why they got rid of Carson Beck. I don't know what the reasoning behind it was, but they have just not gotten their footing.
I still got them winning this game. I think that they're a little tougher in regards to defense, and I think they have enough juice to win a close one. I don't think it's going to be 7.5. I think it might be like 3 points. Mm-hmm. But I got Georgia winning at home.
Yeah, I think Ole Miss was looking past Washington State, and that's why that game came so good, so close for them. I think Ole Miss is going to smack Georgia, to tell you the truth. I just think that's going to happen. I think Ole Miss is a pretty good team. You're right. Georgia's not the same Georgia we're used to. So, Kevo, if you're listening out there, I'm sorry, bro, but they're not.
Yeah, I actually like the Dogs myself. So I guess the Dogs are in their pens for now. They have been chained and leashed. Another Georgia team playing is Georgia Tech at Duke. It's a yawn fest. Georgia Tech is number 12. I don't follow Duke except for basketball. It's at noon. What do you guys think? I saw some excitement perk up on your faces.
Yeah, no yawn fest here. Georgia Tech is undefeated.
They are
6-0.
That's why it's gonna be a yawn fest. There's no competition.
No, Duke is only lost 2 games. So there's a possibility, and this is a rival, so they could possibly upset here, but at Duke. So we'll see here. They're 4-2. So Duke is not like a scrub team. They have an opportunity here, but because both teams are averaging over 36 points. So I think it's going to be somebody who makes a boo-boo. When I say boo-boo, I mean either a fumble or interception. They don't throw the ball too often, so I would say it had to be a fumble. So whoever turns the ball over is the team that's going to lose. Because like I said, I looked at both defenses. They're about equal. And again, both offenses are high-scoring offenses. Again, high yardage. They run the ball greatly. They're kind of evenly matched. So I think Georgia Tech's going to win this one, but it's going to be tight.
That's why I got you on here, because you clearly knew all the stuff that I didn't. For everybody that does not know, because everybody knows usually I'm on my facts. Y'all know I've been off the grid a little bit with studies. So Jay, thanks for giving me that info, because I was like, yeah, yawn fest, and y'all were like, what, girl? Yawn fest? What are you taking to go to sleep? Because B, you agree with that? It's gonna be a big matchup, right?
Yeah, this is like the weekend for big matchups. A lot of good games out there this weekend. So
yeah,
everybody stay out there and watch them college football games tomorrow, because there's going to be some good ones.
Number 14 at South Carolina at 12:45. SEC matchup as well. And then, of course, we kind of hinted a little bit earlier about the LSU J-Train's Tigers going to go down to Vandy and see if they can't do some mauling of those. All right, guys, a lot of big games. B, you got a score update for us?
Well, let me get you two other college games that might be good.
All
We
right.
got USC
Mm-hmm.
playing Notre Dame in Notre Dame. Notre
Say
Dame is favored by 9.5. But
okay.
yeah,
I
they
don't know
don't do
about
this
nine
no
and a
more.
half.
They
That's
don't
crazy.
they don't have this no more. They got to carry the football now.
Oh,
They
okay,
changed
no
the
more.
logo.
No more. Wow. No more Fighting Irish.
No,
Nine and a
Really?
half is a big jump,
yeah,
though.
you
Don't you
You
think?
look at
can't
their
put your
logo.
fist up. You can't put
No,
your fist up no more.
no, the logo has changed. The logo isn't like this anymore. It's him carrying the football.
That's crazy.
Oh,
You know
did they
what?
just purposely do that? I mean,
Yeah, because they have to be woke anyway.
You know what?
what?
I didn't even know that was their logo. I was just thinking, Fighting Irish, and now
Yeah, but
like
that's
here we
their
are
logo.
making a statement.
That was their logo. Yeah. So
Wow.
Whose decision was it? Was it Notre Dame or was it the
yeah, it was
league?
Notre Dame. It was Notre Dame
Oh, okay,
because they
whatever.
woke.
I
But
mean,
anyway.
but let's be clear, 9.5 points. You guys agree that's like basically 2 scores for real.
Well, especially after what I saw USC do to my Michigan Wolverines last week. I don't know. Yeah, I think that's kind of
It's kind of high. I think I give it more of a 5 to 6 point spread, but I still think Notre Dame's going to win this game at home. I like them in South Bend. USC looks good, like you said. They look pretty decent against your team, but Notre Dame, the games they lost some very close games, and
Mhm.
Notre Dame looks really still tough. I have to give it to them, and I think they're on a roll right now. I don't think it's going to stop. That train's running, and they might be hiding their fist, but they're still punching. They're still fighting
I
Irish,
like that.
as we know.
It's a secret fist. No, but nobody
There's a
sees it
secret
coming.
fist. Yeah, they throwing some sneak punches.
They got their
It's the
gloves on, so you don't see
it's the
them.
Trojans. It's the fight.
No, no, B. I'm gonna stop it right there. That because this will be
That's supposed to be on an professional sports
unprofessional
show.
show. Yes.
It's Friday night. Just
Yeah,
got
I
paid.
guess they
Anyway.
were saying they got 2 fists, for the Trojans, double fisting or whatever. But all right.
Oh my goodness! Whoa.
So
that went way beyond it.
I mean, you were saying, Trojan. Okay, all right, guys. So those big
And we also
matchups.
we got one more good matchup. We got the Utah Utes versus BYU at BYU, and the Utah Utes are favored. Utah is number 23 and BYU is number 15.
Way to
This is
follow
an interesting
up
game.
the Trojan comment.
Another upset to me.
BYU.
Even though the Utes are favored, they're still ranked below, and I think it's an upset. I think the Utes are going to win this game too.
Yeah, I think the Utes are going
to and hello, everybody coming on. Make sure you guys say hi when you drop in. Of course, we're shouting out Pink Fanfur and the Big NY if she's watching. Mad Cata, a whole bunch of Panthers fans are in. It's the Panthers taking over the Big Apple, and so Jets trying to get their first win. We'll talk about that here shortly. B, do you have a college score update from the game that's going on now before we move on to the NFL?
Still 17-10. Miami's driving. They're on a Louisville 24. It's still 3:21 left in the third. Nebraska cut it to a 1-point lead or 1-point deficit. Minnesota still winning 7-6. We do have Utah State and San Jose State playing. Who cares? 6-3.
Always give them
Utah
a Friday
State.
game.
Yeah, well,
it's literally
a small
always
school. Nobody
Friday
cares.
game.
They got to be put somewhere.
Yeah, I literally be like, San who? Yeah, San Jose. All right, guys. So let's move over to your favorite topics, and that is the NFL. So let's go in reverse. Last night was the Uncle Bowl. We saw Joe Flacco, and you know what, guys? I'm gonna be honest. I thought I had chosen the Bengals to win this game once I saw that Flacco was signed, but I didn't. I forgot to go back and change my pick'ems. And it was like endorsements by Icy Hot, 40, 40-year-old quarterback.
Viagra.
All of that stuff, all the endorsements. But Joe Flacco looked absolutely stellar. But shout out to Aaron Rodgers, that big 60-yard Hail Mary that he threw at the end. It like the being, as we say in North Carolina, like the being caught. And then you would have had a whole different thing. But shout out to the kicker McPherson who got it done. Right, they left too much time on the board. Honestly, they should have ran that clock down further. You cannot leave 7 seconds on the clock with Aaron Rodgers being able to get back on the field, guys. What were your thoughts about that game?
Yeah, I think it was. I think it was a good game. I think it was a really good game. It was a surprisingly good game. And everybody thought that Pittsburgh was going to come in there and wipe them clean because of the problems that Cincinnati has on the offense and the defense. But I mean, the defense, they still gave up 31 points, but at the same time, I mean, they played well enough to win. They got 2 interceptions off of Aaron Rodgers. One he blatantly threw, and then the other one was in the coverage. Well, let me put it this way. So I keep trying to tell everybody about Metcalf. He's lazy. He's a lazy receiver. Ain't no way that guy with that ability and that height and how big he is should be playing like the way he's playing. He should be beasting everybody. He got a ball taken away from him from a guy that's just like half his size, basically. DJ Turner from Michigan might have put it in there. Mm-hmm. He got it ripped away from him. How do you let somebody rip a ball away from you? And you're grown. I mean, this dude is big. He's got big hands too. How do you get a ball ripped away from you?
I think the corner was just as shocked as you are when he came up with the ball. He was looking like, did I really just take that ball from him?
Everybody was shocked.
I mean, Aaron Rodgers threw a 68-yard touchdown pass earlier to Pat Freiermuth. I think that's how you say his name.
Freiermuth.
And that's what got them that 1-point lead. But this game, so I didn't see the game live. I'm so upset right now because I have Prime. So when I come home, late in the evening or whatever, once I'm, done with class, I'm looking forward to seeing the game. It's supposed to have no score preview and no audio when I turn it on so that I can get the option to watch the key replays, watch live, or you get a chance to rewind it. Well, I got none of those, and I went ballistic on my Alexa because of it. As soon as I turned it on, I saw the score. I was livid. This is the second week that's happened. But this was a game of turnovers that came down to the difference. That's what it really was about. Rodgers had those two interceptions. Those two interceptions led to the 10 points that the Bengals had in the first half, and I feel like that right there is what really had the entire narrative of this game hinged around those two particular plays. I would say sometimes you guys know how it could be that one play that your team never recovers from, and you see it like it drags the entire 4 quarters. Well, those two were what happened in last night's game. This was only the second time in Super Bowl era that both starting quarterbacks were over 40 years old. So this, Rodgers 41, Flacco 40. I don't know if Flacco's had his birthday yet, but Rodgers will be 42 in December. But the completion rate, when you look at the comparisons, Rodgers had 23 out of 34 completions, Flacco 31 out of 47. Both of them were 67 and 66%, very competitive, very comparable. The yards that Rodgers had was 249 and Flacco had 342. And then their touchdowns, Rodgers 4, Flacco 3. The only difference, like I said, was those interceptions. Their passer rating was literally only 4 points apart, 103.7 and 108.6. This guy was really big for the Bengals. They needed this refresher, especially after having such a banged up billion-dollar offense that can't even play in this game. 33-31. And I saw that, I think it was Jenser said earlier he was done with football after last night's game.
Well, let me say this. DFAX, you got to be on the lookout. DFAX is already out on the lookout for Jamar Chase.
Yeah.
Because he was bringing STA to Jalen Ramsey. Mm-hmm. When I say STA switch to ass, he was giving him the business. Yeah. He was taking the switches off with the leads, just pulling them off, and just giving him the business. Because first of all, the storyline is not the old quarterbacks; it's the old quarterbacks going against two bad defenses and secondaries. they were able to throw the ball because both these defenses are god awful. And I hate that. And I'm more embarrassed for the Steelers defense than I am for the Bengals defense. We already know what their defense is. It was just crap coming in. I mean, you know that they got to score points. But I'm going to say you got a little bit of the Bengals not having Browning and putting him on the sideline and putting Flacco in the game has made them more confident, at least if not competitive. I mean, or if not contending for anything. They're at least confident and competitive because you got incredible wide receivers. And what I didn't know they had is what was a running game. That mean they ran for 100 and some odd yards.
Right.
And I'm still surprised. I'm sorry, Jens, but that defense was.
Oh, he agrees with you. He agrees with you.
Oh,
yeah. The running game. The Cincinnati Bengals were last in the league for yards average per game in the running game, and I don't know what happened to the interior line of Pittsburgh, but Chase Brown was just running right through it like it was Swiss cheese, and the running game was the most important part of this game for Cincinnati because without that running game, it wouldn't have been able to set up the passes. And let's give us a shout out to Chase. Dude, he had 16 receptions. That broke a franchise record. It was, of course, 6. I believe it was 6 off the NFL record, which was set by Brandon Marshall at Denver. But he was all over the place. Chase, and you know what the bad part about the defense is? When I knew the Pittsburgh's defense was bad? When Cincinnati was going down there to drive to get the field goal, why was Chase by himself to get that one first down? I mean, there was nobody around him. I said, all the people that you could not cover, you didn't cover Chase. Come on, guys.
And when they did cover him, when they did cover him, I thought I was seeing terrible towels on the field. I kept seeing the yellow laundry. There was nothing but flags everywhere. They were holding him, and he's still catching the ball. Mm-hmm. Sorry, Jens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's pretty pissed off about that.
I will tell you. Go ahead, B. I'm sorry.
And Jalen Ramsey kind of reminded me him and Chase competing there. Kind of reminded me of the Super Bowl with the Rams in Cincinnati, where Chase got kind of the better of him in that game too. Even though the Rams won that game, but Ramsey is. I don't think he's the cornerback that he was even before. I think Rams were basically the last time Ramsey was really a good corner. He's just kind of, there was obvious holding calls when he got those flags. I mean, dude, come on. I mean, Chase is good, but you're supposed to be a premier corner. Slay didn't show up. I didn't see Slay in that game at all either. I did see him. He was behind other people,
Yeah, he got slayed.
Porter was also about the only corner on that team that played.
Yeah,
and he was about the only corner on that team that played decent, and even he got carved up by Higgins. Higgins had like 6 catches for 96 yards and 1 touchdown, so he was out there.
He wanted everybody to see why he held out on that contract. He's like, "This is why, because this is who I am."
But I think the best thing about this game for Cincinnati is I think they can right the ship with Flacco until Burrow comes back in December. And possibly because that division is garbage, really, they could probably compete for the playoffs if it comes down to it. I don't have faith in Pittsburgh right now. Baltimore's a shamble of themselves.
Yeah,
Cleveland is Cleveland. I'll just put it that way. So Cincinnati might have just enough right to get to that number 1 spot. I told people, I said, I don't know why you keep choosing them because they don't have an offensive line. They don't have a defensive line. But, hey, they started off the season 2-0 and 1.5 games to play with Burrow. So, surprise. Could happen.
This is what
I think the AFC.
Though. They signed every team that has. I'm sorry, J Train. Every team that has signed Flacco, they signed him in these same situations, and he is a difference maker. He is a floating quarterback. We've seen him do this with so many other teams before.
Not the remote.
I think that the AFC North is wide open for every team, even the Baltimore Ravens. Even at 1-5, I just don't think that the looks like the Steelers should have a hold on this right now with the way things were going for the other teams, but they're not. They let Cincinnati back in, and I think if Lamar comes back healthy, he has an opportunity still to write it. And if you got a healthy Lamar, then you still have an opportunity. So that's why I still give Baltimore a shot there, even at 1-5. It's just they Pittsburgh got to show me something different. They got to show me something better on defense, and you got to show me that you have somebody other than DK Metcalf to throw the ball to. And I didn't see that. Even John Smith, he's okay. I mean, he can hit the tight ends, but they need another wide receiver. That's probably they're going to get somebody before the trade deadline hits. And that's what I think that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, they got to, and I don't know whether to be happy about this or to be, well, no, I'm not going to be happy about this, but I can see where it comes from. I'm sure everybody saw late in the fourth quarter when Rodgers threw that 68-yard touchdown. He was doing his, celebration about it, his arm pump, basically, it's called the title belt.
The offensive lineman clocked him.
As he jogged towards the sideline, 311-pound tackle Jones literally runs over him and accidentally crashes into him from behind, knocking him down to the ground. Rodgers gets up and shoves him, literally shoves this guy, and then appeared to yell at him on TV, of course. Given his history with injuries, that's probably the first thing, like, okay, you guys may shatter his pelvis. You cannot push down a 40-year-old quarterback. But then a part of me was like, listen, it was all in fun, Aaron. Please sit down. This is the same stank attitude you've had with all the other teams you've been on.
I don't think it was an accident. I think it was just over celebratory. You know what I'm saying? That's
no. I don't mean like an accident, like I just think he was celebrating. Like the celebration was deliberate. Yeah. I just feel like telling you, it was the body of it. Him being 311 pounds. Maybe he didn't mean to put the full blunt, of himself. J Train, what are your thoughts? I see you. Is it something that's just blown out of proportion?
Probably on both sides. I think one, Aaron Rodgers probably needs to set it on, especially if he wasn't hurt. Two, the tackle got to be a little more careful. This is your quarterback. I mean, who do you have as your backup? Don't be beating a 41-year-old guy that might be geriatric, as you say, a pelvis injury.
Pelvis.
Yes, we don't want to do that, or femur or something like that. We don't want the geriatric person to have who's lacking calcium, osteoporosis or something like that. I don't know. Maybe, God forbid. You got to be more careful. This is just, I mean, you can celebrate, but chill, man. First of all, the game wasn't even over. And then second, you lost. So now hindsight 2020, it looks stupid.
Literally, it looks stupid.
People do get hurt in celebrations.
Yeah.
Kicker, Grammatica. Mm-hmm. He was jumping and tore an ACL after he made a field goal. This stupid stuff.
Yeah, he literally, he gets the donkey award for the week. You literally ran into your quarterback, could have injured him, was celebrating, and y'all still lost. Donkey of the week for real. All right, let's get ready to do of course, everybody knows who won and lost from last week. So for the sake of time, we're going to move on over to next week's games. Big game coming up this weekend on Sunday, not necessarily because of the opponent, but because of the story behind the game. I'm talking about Sunday's Denver Bronco games versus the New York Giants. This is going to be an honorary celebration for Demaryius Thomas. They are officially naming this Demaryius Thomas Day. He's going to be posthumously inducted as the 38th member of the Broncos Ring of Fame. In his first year of eligibility, he basically was a pillar there. His statue is going to be unveiled to the public at 11:30 a.m. at the Ring of Fame Plaza outside Empower Field at Mile High. So that's West Coast time, if I'm correct. During the halftime celebrations, they're going to have the Super Bowl 50 team will be honored. I'm a little hurt about that, guys. You know why? Panthers were there. But I think this is a great thing that the Broncos are doing. His name is going to be unveiled on the level 5 facade of the stadium. Of course, his parents, many family members are going to be there. This is also the 10-year anniversary reunion for the Super Bowl 50 championship team. And they are going to make sure they effectuate celebrating that as well, with over 150 alumni, including Peyton Manning and DeMarcus Ware, are expected to be present. Now, this is going to be known as 88 Day for volunteer events in honor of his number, the Boys and Girls Club. For those who don't know, he lived here in Atlanta, and he actually suffered a medical emergency some years back while he was in the shower and was not discovered for a couple of days that he had expired at home. And he was pretty young. He was in his 30s, so very sad situation. Never, came out what happened. They just said basically had some type of seizure or epileptic episode, which they did say in hindsight was why he actually left the league earlier on in life. But this is really great that they're doing that for him. And with them doing that, I will, applaud the celebration overall. Guys, what are your thoughts on this?
So I give a shout out to the Bronco Nation for doing that. Also, for anybody that doesn't know, Demaryius Thomas was a dog at Georgia Tech before he even got there. I mean, Calvin Johnson was the biggest receiver to come out of there, literally and figuratively come out of Georgia Tech. But behind him was another first-round draft pick in Demaryius Thomas as well. And he was a dog coming out of there too. You can look at him; he's a big wide receiver. He wasn't too shabby himself, and he played well. He played great. He's the guy that gave Tim Tebow his touchdown in the playoffs to beat the Steelers when they actually beat them.
And it keeps coming, Robbie. You might also click off. All right, so taking over stuff today.
Yes, but shout out to the Bronco Nation again. I didn't know they were doing all this. It's unfortunate what happened to him in life, unfortunately, after football. But great player, even better person. And rest in peace to Demaryius Thomas, and shout out to his family and the Bronco Nation. And I hope everything goes well on that day with the unveiling of the statue.
Yeah, definitely a proponent of that. Not all the other celebrations they got going down. They ain't got to do all that. What do you think, B?
Oh, no, it was great. It's great by, the Broncos. We do remember. There's a lot of games that he was a big factor in for the Broncos. But the one where Tebow got the touchdown in the playoffs against Pittsburgh was probably one of his highlights of his career. I'm sorry, Robbie. This
is like keep hurling them for Robbie.
Yeah, but but he was a very good receiver, and you had to look for him. You had to look for 88 out there when you
had to be like in your Tupac voice. Look for me.
Yeah, right. So yeah, it's a great. Unfortunately, Sonja, you have to relive the Super Bowl 50.
That's all right, because we may be back for Super Bowl 60. Who knows? We're 3-0 at home, and we're above 500 early in the season. Anything can happen. So B, just put a pause there. By the way, B, I need one of those shirts. I think your shirt says Detroit versus everybody.
Yeah.
I love that. I would get the shirt, put a big X over Detroit, and put like my name or something, or just say me versus everybody. I love that.
You can get one made like that there. So you don't have to go through all that.
So Sonja, I want to give your team a shout out real quick. In the injury news, Trayvon Diggs is in concussion protocol because he had an incident at home where they really don't know exactly what happened, or they didn't put it out there. He won't be able to play against the Commanders. I think this might be more so of somebody not putting on their chin strap, like Rico Dowdle warned everybody to put their chin strap on.
Yes, buckle up.
Yeah. He told him to buckle up, and he did buckle up, and now he's in concussion protocol.
Absolutely, but we're not trying to hurt him, but we will hurt you if you come for us. Our claws are out this season. And thanks for hyping me up, Jay. I was gonna be real subdued and stuff, because it's just about the halfway mark, but I'm starting to really come into my own. You know what I'm saying? We're 3-0 at home, but we'll talk about that in a minute because this ain't about me. Let's get to the game.
You got to give a dog a bone every now and then. You got to give a dog a bone.
And I'm gonna have a whole bag of milk bones. Thank you. Shout out to my Lossie over here who's looking around for his bones now. But I will say this: another game across the pond. London's getting us again. The Rams versus the Jags. 9:30 a.m. Jags are gonna really be looking forward to trying to get a win because they don't want to get 2 L's in a row. But those Rams, though, I feel like they've got this one lock and key, guys. What do you think?
Well, they don't have Puka Nacua. Let's put that out there. He's out of this game.
That's a big difference maker.
Yeah, but you got really good coaching here. It's Sean McVay versus Liam Cohen. There's really two good offensive minds, and I think there's going to be a really good game. So I don't know. I still have. I don't know. I got a Jacksonville in this one. I got
Jacksonville in this one because London is their second home.
Yeah, Duval.
They play really well in London, so I don't. What is their record in London? It's like 5-1 or something like that. 6-0, 5-1, something like that. I know they have a really good record in London.
Nice European colors. There's something about the colors and just
maybe teal and
the
black.
Jaguar even looks like he's international. Like just look at him closely. He doesn't look like a typical what's up, Yenza?
James.
All right. So the next game, the Saints at the Bears. 1:00. The Bears played their butts off last game. J Train, you guys are going to the Shy. I think this is their last season at Soldier Field. I think they've been starting to work on that new stadium. Soldier Field is nice, by the way. I've been there.
I don't know if this is their last season, but they do have proposals to make another one.
The McCaskies are getting them up out of there. I will say this: shout out to the Bears because when I went to the game, I had just had foot surgery. It doesn't matter because I'm not working anymore at that job. I was on medical leave, but I was not going to give up my ticket. And I told the Bears, "Hey guys, I had surgery. Where's your wheelchair friendly section?" Because I literally had to be in a wheelchair. And y'all, they put me like some people told me they saw me on TV. They put me like right in the end zone. I was like, yeah, I love the Bears. So anyway, just a little plug for them, but not for the Saints, J Train. So you guys are going there. What are your thoughts on this game? Saints really got to make a difference here. It's getting late in the season.
We are 1-5, and potentially we'll be 1-6 going up to Chicago. Chicago. Sorry, not Chicago.
Chicago.
Yes. Let me say this. There's a couple storylines here. You got the number 1 overall draft pick in 2024 versus his former teammate in the 5th round draft pick in Rattler. Remember, both these guys, Rattler was number 1 highly touted quarterback coming out of high school in Arizona. Yeah. And he was a starting quarterback there. He was projected to be a 1st round draft pick. I think some injuries happened and then Caleb Williams took his spot and never let up. And so they even asked him, are you guys like cool? He said, we're cordial.
This is like Jalen Hurts versus Tua Tagovailoa. This is that same type of story. Wow.
So he's gonna go up there. He's got a chip on his shoulder. Rattler's been playing really good as of late, and he's been getting better and better. Do they have an opportunity to win here? There's another storyline here. Former head coach of the New Orleans Saints, Dennis Allen, is the defensive coordinator. So he's defensive coordinator, and he's given up 5.6 yards per rush. Mm-hmm. The Saints have Alvin Kamara and the guy that he did not like in Kendre Miller. Kendre Miller is going back up there on a revenge tour. I think he wants revenge to go up against a former head coach, and they give him a business. I think the team's going to run the ball. I think they still lose the game here because it's going to be a tight game. They've been playing really good teams tight all season. But I think they still lose. But I still think they play them close, and Rattler plays is probably his best game of the season in this game as well. With probably like 3 touchdowns.
Up though, J Train, you guys beat the one team that I was so happy you beat, and that is the Giants. And that's because all of us are in this group chat, And we just, we don't hear much from Fern anymore. Once you put that fire out, he has quietened down significantly. I mean,
No,
Fern, we love
he's
you.
still
You're
trying to
probably
talk stuff.
sneakily watch. He's trying to come for you.
He's trying to sidebar stuff.
Yeah,
He ain't coming out on
he
me
was
because
talking junk about the
he gonna
Panthers
be
and stuff back in April of last year.
yeah.
That's because he can't take that Mardi Gras clown suit off. It's too tight.
He got it painted on. All right, so unfortunately, you're predicting they're going to lose. Let's move on real quick because we got about 10 minutes. I'm just going to get to our games. Let me just tell you guys who's playing, then we'll talk about our games. The Dolphins and the Browns, yawn fest. Our Raiders and the Thieves, Kansas City, that is. I hope the Raiders can be their kryptonite like they have been a couple times and take out Kansas City. The Eagles.
Well, that game, before you go any further, Rasheed Rice is back.
Oh, yeah. They finally got free Rasheed back. So but I'm just sick of them, and everybody's sick of them. And that lets you know the difference maker he was, because like their record was horrible for the first time. B, you had something to say on that?
No, not about Kansas City.
Okay, Philadelphia Eagles versus the Vikings. I don't know, guys. When is
the Eagles don't know?
Right.
When is JJ coming back this season at all? Is he gonna make it back later in the season?
I think JJ currently right now he's back at practice, but they easing him back.
That's what I
saw. Wentz is starting. Wentz is going to start this game.
JJ did say out of his mouth it'd probably be about 6 more weeks until he comes back. So
that's the end of the season.
Yeah.
The season's a wrap. All right, then you got the Patriots versus the Titans. Let's be clear, guys. The Titans have already fired their coach. The Titans are garbage for the 10th year in a row. I mean, it's like when you see Titans, you think of a toilet. Tennessee Titans, the toilets. You just flush it and keep it moving. I'm so sorry. The Patriots are probably going to run up the scoreboard like they did against the Panthers. And by the way, Keith, if you're watching, Keith Engel, you guys got lucky that day. Be glad you don't see the Panthers from today with Rico on you, okay? The word is out. They don't know if Rico or Chuba is going to be the number one. Everybody's like, y'all, Rico earned that 1,000%. But Chuba is not a bad buster himself. Next game is the Giants and the Broncos that we talked about earlier. I hope the Broncos can get this one done. I normally don't root for them, but I do want them to win in honor of Demaryius Thomas, and I definitely want them to win because it's A-Train's Giants. I'm sick of them.
So the only way that Rico won't start in this game is if he has a Rico charge. That's it.
Well, no, I haven't gotten to that game yet. You're talking about my Panthers game. Okay. Yeah. Next game is Green Bay versus the Cardinals. Green Bay is probably going to walk away with that one. That's at 425. Then you got an NFC East rivalry. The Cowboys, who are not going to try to lose 2 in a row. By the way, shout out to the Panthers. Y'all lassoed them boys up. This is the first time we won since 2018. They come every other year. We had lost every freaking time. And this time, Bryce kept it cool, calm, collected, and he let Dowdle loose. And he made them Cowboys bow down for Dowdle. Okay? So he was a difference maker. Shout out to the Panthers for getting him. The Commanders, Jaden Daniels is back, y'all. They're playing in Dallas. We do got to talk about that. Who y'all got for that game?
I don't know. Washington did not look good against Chicago. They did not.
Right.
And they don't. I don't know if Scary Terry is going to be in this game either. I think he is. I'm not sure.
I think he's questionable. I think he might be back.
Yeah.
Look like he ain't scary no more. It's Halloween, but he ain't scary at all.
As much as you're dawdling Dallas, the one thing that's been consistent on that team is that offense. That offense has been blowing it up. They're the number 1 offense in the league right now.
Who,
Their
Dallas?
defense is crap. Yes.
Oh yeah, that's why we handled them. That's why I'm talking about them, because we
you handled their defense. You handled their defense.
All that down.
Their defense is last, and their offense is first.
Washington look bad. They look bad against the Cowboys. And I don't know if they could pull this off in Dallas, because like I said, Dallas is not going to drop 2 in a row. So that game's going to be a good game. Then Sunday Night Football. Oh God. So Brock Purdy is questionable with his toe that he has to be starting against the Falcons at 8:20. I'm rooting for the 49ers. I'm sick of folks bandwagoning the Falcons. Oh, they're this, they're that. Listen, it's a couple of games. Y'all clearly have forgotten about week 3, how they got the behinds routed. That still is this season. That is
one game in the season there, Sonja.
They're not all that. Kevin, what's up? I know you watching. You probably got home late, could come on the show, and you ain't been on the show since we beat y'all. And you want to say it's in the past? It's not. Y'all are garbage. And this game is on the West Coast. I'm hoping that Brock some kind of way can play with his toe. I'm sorry to be hyped up, guys, but I'm sick of the Falcons. And yeah, they. Oh, I can't even say what I want to say because I'm watching my language. They got him on at Sunday night. They got him on there. They got those fans on there.
Brock Purdy is not playing either as Purcell. He's not playing either.
Well, I thought he was questionable at practice, so he's officially ruled out now.
Yeah, Mac Jones is playing. And
that's sufficient. Mac is sufficient.
I'm sorry, Sonja, but yeah, Atlanta's going to kick their butt.
Okay, let's make sure we save this clip. They not. I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna be done with my.
We're gonna go down there. What are you gonna do? You're gonna go to San Francisco and assassinate everybody out of Atlanta because that's what you're gonna have to do.
All right, the next game. Oh, honey, I don't know how this list of games don't talk about my Panthers. What a hater Gemini is. Like we freaking play at 1:00. Panthers, and this is what happens when we're losing. You're talking junk about us when we start turning our season around. No, like. This ain't even on the website. Nobody freaking talks about it. Panthers versus the Jets. Jets looking for what's up, Jack Hirsch. Panthers looking to stay. We got a bad record on the road. Let's be clear, but we are looking to be 4-3 guys. Okay, right now we are at the halfway mark. We're looking to turn this thing around. We are undefeated in the house, but we're going up there to New York, and the Jets is looking for their first win.
New Jersey.
You ain't gonna get it. You ain't getting it courtesy of the Panthers. Let me get y'all's opinion on that because I can say this all day. We just here.
If you continue to do the running the way you were doing, that's really what's going to help your team. I mean, it's going to help the play action pass. It's going to save Bryce Young's life because he don't have to get beat up because you got a running game.
But and it's going to plays. He been making his own plays. we don't need it, That's who we are.
But I think this is a better defense you're about to face. But I still think I got the Panthers winning this game. I just don't trust the Jets at all. At all.
B.
Don't even come to me.
Why not?
Because the Jets got to win one somewhere, and this is a perfect game.
Oh, okay. You got the knife. I'm bleeding out over here. Hang on, guys. I got to get some towels. My back is bleeding. I knew it. I knew that hate was going to come. That's okay.
It's not hate. It's just facts. It's not hate, okay? You guys don't perform well on the road, obviously. I mean, not the Jets that the Jets perform anywhere but at least they're going to be at home in New Jersey.
Let me hand Sonja some towels.
It's not New York.
I'm
it's
literally
New Jersey.
bleeding out on my couch. Oh my gosh!
Don't be
I think my kidneys just fell out. Listen, right? Bad juju.
Don't say juju in this sentence, okay?
I will tell you this: if it was your Lions playing them, would you say that the Jets got to get their win somewhere?
Oh hell no!
Absolutely.
Well, Detroit is a better team.
You can put that H in front of what I'm saying too.
First of all, do not put the level of Carolina on the level of the Alliance right now. Okay. I'm just saying.
Give us a few more
Carolina's
weeks.
playing good football.
Yeah, we are. But I'm being cocky. I'm being hyped. I probably will regret it later. So let me have it now. And I'm wearing gold.
I don't pick my team all the time either. Hey, Sonja, I don't pick my team all the time either because I know where wins and losses can come from. Yeah. Like when they played Baltimore, I didn't think they were going to win that game, but they did. But hey, it's not that I didn't have confidence in it. I know how they were. That's all.
All right. Well,
speaking of Juju, you deserve what you got.
Thank you. We gonna win. Now let's move over to Monday night as we get ready to wrap up this show. Tampa Bay has got their arsenal lit up and armed for the Lions at 7:00. I hope y'all beat them because I'm sick of Tampa Bay, but you probably not going to beat them. They're going to make Ford Stadium their, you know what? They're going to make it.
I got the Lions.
They don't have any receivers.
Yeah.
I got the Lions.
Mike is coming back.
Mike is coming back. Ooh. Okay. They don't have Irvin. They don't have half their offensive line. Come on.
They're letting
And
y'all
And
play
we don't have 30 seconds left.
They're
And
letting y'all
Detroit- and
play
Detroit-
7 o'clock, and the Texans are
Yep.
playing Seattle at 10 o'clock.
Yep.
B,
Seattle got
my
that one.
condolences in advance.
Seattle.
J Train, my condolences in advance. Even Lawson's coming over to show
Just
everybody
say-
the champs. And we will
say
wish
that.
everybody a
Say
good
that
night with
part.
this show. Have a great weekend. Tune in to us all weekend long for more shows. Go Panthers.
Go Lions. Go Saints.
Panthers.